Welcome to our deep dive into Exceptional Ruby by Avdi Grimm. This focused, practical book tackles something most Ruby developers quietly avoid: writing code that handles failure with real discipline. Ruby's exception system is far more powerful than most of us realize, and Grimm shows us how to use it well. Let's explore why this is essential reading for any serious Ruby practitioner. Grimm opens with a striking image. Failure handling is the tangled mess stuffed into the closet before company arrives. Most projects chase the happy path and leave errors as a quiet afterthought.
His thesis is that Ruby's exception system, inherited from Eiffel, is unusually expressive, and treating it with discipline is the hallmark of a mature professional codebase. The book gives you precise vocabulary to reason clearly about what goes wrong. Exceptions are abnormal events, failures are unmet contracts, and errors are defects in your code. You'll trace the full life cycle of a Ruby exception, learn contract-based thinking through preconditions and postconditions, and build a repertoire of patterns for writing genuinely resilient applications and libraries. In practice, this means replacing defensive nil checks and catch-all rescue blocks with structured failure strategies. You'll learn when to handle an exception locally and when to let it propagate to a caller who can actually act on it. The result is code that degrades gracefully, applications and libraries your teammates can trust when things go wrong. Welcome to Exceptional Ruby. This series is all about failure handling, the messy, unglamorous side of writing software that actually survives contact with the real world. We'll look at how Ruby gives you the tools to build fault-tolerant systems, and why most codebases get this wrong. Think of failure handling like that closet everyone has, the one stuffed with junk you'll deal with later. In most projects, it's an afterthought. We write happy path tests, sprinkle in some defensive nil checks, and call it a day. Then production hits, and the closet door bursts open. Let's get the vocabulary straight. An exception is the language mechanism, the object you raise. The failure is when a method can't fulfill its contract. An error is the broken expectation a caller sees, and a defect is the bug in your code that caused it. Same event, 4 different lenses. Every method has a contract, whether you wrote it down or not. Preconditions are what the caller must guarantee going in. Postconditions are what you promise on the way out. And an invariant is what stays true throughout. Failure, fundamentally, is breaking one of these promises. Failures come from 4 places: implementation mistakes, bugs you wrote, unanticipated cases, inputs you never imagined, like a user with an emoji in their name, resource exhaustion, out of memory, out of disk, out of file handles, and external service failure. The API you depend on just went down. Different sources, different responses. Here's the plan. First, the mechanics: raise, rescue, and retry, the 3 verbs that do the heavy lifting in Ruby. Then, resilience, the patterns and idioms that turn those primitives into systems you can actually trust at 3 in the morning. The words matter. Exceptions, failures, and errors are distinct, and conflating them is how codebases accumulate the wrong kind of rescue block. Every method carries a contract, and when that contract is breached, you have a failure regardless of cause. Ruby's raise, rescue, retry system is richer than most developers ever explore. The book's deepest lesson is this: resilience must be designed in deliberately. It never assembles itself from good intentions. The best next step is simple. Read the book. Exceptional Ruby is available as a free PDF at avdi.codes. Then take it into a real project. Find the rescue blocks hiding in the corners and make them specific. Write a method and think about its contract. Use retry only where it genuinely makes sense. When you're ready to go deeper, Confident Ruby by Avdi Grimm is the natural sequel.